Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. We're here with some more NFL DFS picks and lineup advice for tonight's single game showdown slate, Monday Night Football, New England Patriots, Chicago Bears. Another great primetime game. What more could you want? Welcome. I'm Brian Jester, co-founder here at Occupy Fantasy, single game $1 million winner. In these videos, we talk about the injuries that impact the slate, lineup construction tips for low risk and high risk contests, general strategies to help get you to the top of those contest leaderboards, and there's some interesting news for this slate in particular, so make sure you stick around for that. Before we get started, though, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Obviously, it helps us out. The more subscribers we have, that's great. But it also helps you out very specifically because NBA just started. And on our channel, we've started releasing daily NBA DFS videos. So on these Mondays and Thursdays, when we also do the NFL videos, the YouTube algorithm doesn't necessarily know what to do or like when we put out 2 videos in a very short period of time. So what that means is for you, if you're not subscribed, there's a very real chance for the way that you normally see this video in your feed, it may not pop up. So if you are subscribed, obviously that solves all those issues. And in your subscriber feed or whenever you hop on the YouTube, you'll see it pop up. So if you're interested in NBA, check that out as well. But again, I do implore you to subscribe to the channel if you do like these videos and want to continue to see them and not miss them on these Mondays and Thursday showdown slates. So with that out of the way, if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. We appreciate that. And any questions, comment on the video below. I'll monitor the channel throughout the day. If you want in-depth answers, if you want breaking news updates, check out our Discord server, occupyfantasy.com/Discord. Links in the description below. Come chat it up with members of the community. So let's get into it. Chicago, New England, about an 8.5 point spread in favor of New England, only a 40.5 point total. So that alone should tell you what the field is going to do. We have a sizable favorite. We have a low total game. We have a popular defense historically in showdown slates. For those of you who've played showdown in the past, you know how New England's defense can get up there in popularity and then smash the slate when they do perform well. We're going to see that tonight. And judging by what the field is going to do, we know that the field is going to build 4-2 stacks on DraftKings, 4 Patriots, 2 Bears, 5-1 stacks in favor of New England. Over on FanDuel, we're going to see 3-2 stacks, 4-1 stacks. Not a ton of Bears that people are obviously excited to play outside of Fields and Montgomery, basically. Maybe the kicker, maybe the defense. But we're going to see the field hammer the Patriots in this game. So just keep that in mind as you're building all of your lineups for different contest types. Let's talk about the injuries. Mac Jones. And expected to play tentatively. Jeff Howe, other beat reporters have said that Mac is going to play. Finally got in full week of practice. Has missed a couple games with that high ankle sprain. Is expected to play tonight. However, something interesting we found this morning, and I'm curious to see how much play this gets because it was reported by Tom Pelissero, NFL Network, and then now some Patriots beat reporters are picking this up. But basically, in this video, you go check it out on Tom Pelissero's feed. He said that the Patriots, they typically have an unorthodox game plan. They're game plan specific. Mac Jones hasn't fully gone through the entire game plan in practice yet. Some beat reporters are speculating maybe both Mac and Bailey Zappi play tonight. Is that possible? Yes. If it happens, it's an absolute disaster if you want to play the Patriots quarterbacks. Because if you go over to DraftKings, Jones and Zappi, basically the same price, just a $400 difference in the flex. If we look over on FanDuel, they're the exact same price. When the slate was released, sites weren't sure who was going to start. They just made them both around the same price. That way, we wouldn't have a 6K starting quarterback or whatever. Now, the most likely outcome is we get a pregame report. Mac Jones is going to start and play the whole game. Bailey Zappi is going to start and play the whole game, most likely. If there's any ambiguity, or even another report that's something similar, Zappi could play some snaps tonight. That makes it tough to play these guys. And unless the industry sites change their projections, we're going to see normal ownership for Mac Jones. He's expected to start, and we're going to see him. He's going to be very popular in MVP on FanDuel, captain on DraftKings, overall flex on both sites because there's not much fantasy scoring to go around. So he's going to play the 8-point favorite quarterback. If that happens and they split snaps even a little bit, it's going to be very tough for either one of them to hit the optimal lineup. Zappi especially at his price. But Mac Jones, if Zappi throws a touchdown instead of Mac, that's a massive difference in a game that's already not going to have that much fantasy scoring of just 40 points. So this is a long way of saying, unless we get a definitive report, it's very risky to play either one of these guys in your low-risk lineups. High-risk contest is an excellent strategy to think about fading these guys entirely. And if the reports materialize and they split snaps, 70-80% of the field is dead. I mean, we don't get that type of leverage very often. So let's just think about this. We're going to dig as deep as we can. We're going to monitor reports throughout the day. If you want the latest updates, just make sure you're in our Discord server. Our daily plug at OccupyFantasy.com will also update this as well. Go follow Twitter yourself. Just be on the lookout for this. It is a very possible situation for Mac and Zappy to maybe split snaps. I don't know. We don't see this in the NFL. We saw it in the USFL, right? If you followed that league, but just the way Pelissero was reporting that was, Spidey senses are tingling there. So let's just monitor it throughout the day. All right, other injuries. Let's keep scrolling. For the Patriots receivers, Kendrick Bourne is expected to be ruled out. He only played a couple snaps last week before leaving the game. Nelson Aguilar is, I think, truly questionable. Missed last week's game, limited Thursday and Friday. Well, Friday and Saturday. Didn't practice on Wednesday. That type of practice routine, that type of practice schedule after missing a game with a hamstring injury generally means the guy doesn't play. It's always tough to tell with the Patriots. We'll know by 6:45 p.m. Eastern. But if he's out, that just opens up full-time snaps for Tyquan Thornton, the rookie, who came back, looked great in his return, ran a decent amount of routes, got some designed end rounds, some designed runs, 3 rushing attempts last week. So if Aguilar's back, they'll probably split snaps with Devontae Parker. Jacoby Myers is the 1 and 2. Myers is the number 1. So we'll have to monitor that as well. You'll have to be around your computer or your phone near lock to make sure you get the best updated projections. Our model will update as we get this news in as well. All right, keeping on scrolling. Really don't have much else. The Bears have literally 0 guys on the injury report. I've never seen that before. Not a single offensive or defensive player. So what you've seen from the Bears the last week or two is what you'll see from the Bears tonight, most likely. All right, low-risk contest. 50-50s, double-ups, head-to-heads. You just have to beat half the field to double your money. If we get definitive reports, yes, we easily play Mac Jones. The Patriots running back situation is interesting because Stevenson obviously has dominated touches the last couple of weeks, but Damian Harris is expected to return probably quicker than expected, but he's off the injury report, full practice. So as hamstring must not have been that seriously injured, he's back, and expect these guys to split touches. Now, that lowers the ceiling and floor for Ramondre as the highest priced and probably the most popular captain MVP on the entire slate. Damian Harris is a fantastic pivot in large field contests. As for low risk, you probably want to play Stevenson because of the ownership. He's going to be way higher owned and probably the safer play. David Montgomery, still splitting snaps with Khalil Herbert. They do a 2 series on, 1 series off type of rotation. Montgomery will get the first 2 series. Herbert gets the third, and they keep that rotation going. So if you see Herbert get an entire drive, don't add us on Twitter or in Discord. Is Montgomery hurt? No, that's the routine that they do. So just keep that in mind. Montgomery pretty safe as well. So Stevenson, Montgomery. If we get Mac Jones, Justin Fields obviously, with his rushing ability, makes for a great play. That's only $1,500 left per player. You're not going to be able to fit anybody in. There's really nobody down there. But what you'll probably want to do tonight is captain one of, let's see if I can find him here, Nick Folk, the kicker, Patriots defense, who's expensive. If you've been playing Showdown, you know that defense has been priced in that 3 to 4K range. They're $5,600 tonight in the flex. They're going to be popular. So you can captain one of those special teams, kicker or defense, to help fit in more guys in your flex. And as an 8-point favorite in a 40-point game, both these guys should be popular. We've seen this crazy run of kickers and defenses in Showdown lineups. We saw an 1,100 way tie last night with the kicker and defense scoring the same amount of points in 2 different lineups tying. They're great plays tonight. If you want differentiators, you can also play Santos or the Bears, but they're also decent low-risk plays as well. So the special teams plus these 4 guys somehow try to fit that into your low-risk lineup. Now, FanDuel, let's go over here. Let's assume we get news on Mac Jones and Zappy, right? So Fields, Mac Jones, Ramondre, $82.50 per player, not terrible. You could make that work. But then you're leaving out David Montgomery. If you're concerned about the split, you could play just David Montgomery and not one of the Patriots backs. Let's see what this looks like. Nope, can't do that. Really tough low-risk slate. And especially if we get no news, then it's really tough about Mac Jones. If we get news that they're splitting, then you just leave Mac Jones out. And then you just play the running backs. That's fine. So you have to monitor. I'm going to say that for the 20th time. You have to monitor the news throughout the day. A very potentially rare situation for tonight's Showdown slate. So high-risk contests. Leagues, GPPs, satellites. You have to beat a lot of people to get a lot of money. If we don't get news, I'm going to go back to saying this. It's one of the biggest lever spots in the history of Showdown if we're not fully sure that Mac Jones is going to play the entire game. So here's the way it plays out. Let's just say you play 0% Mac Jones in your lineups. We get no news. We still have this Tom Pelissero report in the back of our minds. We get no news. So So there's two ways your fully fade of Mac Jones works out. One, they split, and now they split work, and they can't be optimal. Well, they could be optimal, but they're probably not optimal because they each split some snaps. One throws a touchdown, the other throws a touchdown. It's pretty tough. The other way, Mac Jones plays and just fails, right? He's coming off a bum ankle. Hasn't been that great anyway so far this year. He scores 8 points, 10 points, 12 points, not in the optimal lineup. So you really have two paths to victory if you fully fade Mac Jones tonight and we don't get a definitive report. I'm really considering it. On FanDuel especially, it makes a ton of sense to just go a bunch of Justin Fields or a bunch of the running backs as your MVPs. I really like that as the high-risk angle tonight. So, that's really the only angle you need to think about. Now, the other thing is, as we talked about, Patriots special teams is going to be extremely popular. Patriots onslaughts are going to be extremely popular. Patriots stacks. So the easiest way, if you can't stomach the thought of the Mac Jones fade, you're not sure about that uncertainty, or we get the report that he's going to play and he's fine. The other easy way is play 3 or more Bears in your lineups. Play the Bears special teams, fade the Patriots special teams. Anything that goes against the projected game script that the Patriots win by 8 or more points, you're in good shape. The field is not going to do that. We see this time and time again with this type of projected game script, and especially with the Patriots, the field just gravitates towards the kickers and defenses and the running backs and the Patriots offense. Easiest way is to play Bears. Really like Fields MVP tonight. If you want to get crazy, Dave Montgomery. Darnell Mooney is going to have a big game here soon. They're not throwing a lot, but when they do throw, he's the target. So consider Mooney as your captain, or even if you're crazy, MVP over on FanDuel. So to recap, follow the news. We're not entirely sure that Mac Jones is going to play the entire game. We will update you in Discord and in the Daily Plug. So if you're a member of OccupyFantasy.com, you'll easily find out the information that way. And the field is going to play Patriots heavy. So if you just don't do that, you're automatically very different than 70, 80, 90% of the field. So that'll do it for this video. Appreciate you listening. As always, as I said at the top of the video, make sure you are subscribed, because with us putting out multiple sports videos per day, there is a chance that if you like these NFL videos, they don't just automatically show up in your feed if you're not subscribed because of the YouTube algorithm. So just subscribe, and then in your subscriber feed, you'll easily see these every Monday, every Thursday, in addition to the betting videos we do, in addition to the live streams, in addition to Chris's main slate video he puts out on Friday. Just subscribe. It's the easiest way to make sure. If you like it, if you don't like it, just don't do it, right? But if you like the content, then subscribe and give us a thumbs up. That just lets us know that we should continue to do these videos. Any questions, comment on the video. Today's the day you want to be in our Discord, so OccupyFantasy.com/Discord. Links in the description. Again, Brian Jester, Occupy Fantasy. Thanks for listening, and good luck in tonight's Patriots and Bears Showdown slate.